Blessings, everyone. This is Chris Kendall from therawadvantage.com. Just want to hit you with another awesome interview. My good friend Grant Campbell from rawreference.com, and I did an interview like a year ago. I know this stuff's getting old. That's why I gotta put it out. It's such awesome information, and I've just been so backlogged with a whole bunch of stuff. But anyhow, that's not what this is about. This is about Grant Campbell, and we did this awesome interview together, my old little camera, for 14 minutes. We looked at the interview and it had turned off after the first 4 minutes. So we started another interview from there, picking up where we felt we left off. But that first 4 minutes erased. It didn't work. When my computer crashed, it erased, so you didn't really get his intro. So from rawreference.com, his website, I want to give you his intro, and then you can check out his page and everything he offers about the raw Aussie athlete. Outside most people's imagination, Grant not only regularly runs ultra-distance marathons of up to 170 kilometers, but does them on a 100% raw food, plant-based diet. Raised on the Central Coast, Australia, Grant is father of 2 teenage boys, a musician, and surf lifesaver who in recent years received prestigious bravery award for saving the lives of a family of 4 by swimming them away from rocks and back to shore in a 12-foot surf at Soldiers Beach. Freeing himself from the corporate world in 2009, after 15 years with IBM, Grant now studies lifestyle coaching full-time with Dr. Doug Graham, which also includes researching, writing, website development, information design, and teaching anatomy, physiology, and nutrition. Grant has been eating a 100% plant-based diet since 1999, and a raw food plant-based diet since 2005. Grant has been running raw food retreats since 2007 and is a passionate and knowledgeable speaker on healthy living, nutrition, and fitness. Grant's an awesome, awesome cat. I feel blessed to have him as a friend, and I really, really hope you'll love this interview. Much love. There we go. We had some technical difficulties there. 14-minute interview just turned into 4 minutes as my iPod crashed. So we're back here with Grant Campbell. The last thing we were talking about actually was the CLC program, which you're now the director of, right?
Absolutely.
How long have you been the director of that?
Well, I've been studying the program for the last 4 years, and through working with food and sport the last few years, just kind of grew into the role just recently.
Cool. That must be pretty darn exciting to be able to pass that on and help others learn all that awesome knowledge.
Absolutely. I wouldn't trade it for all the world.
Yeah. There's a couple people that are in the program here at Food and Sport at the event, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible seeing people just learning so much. They're so enthused and such a supportive environment of invaluable learning skills that last for life.
So the first level is more about kind of application for yourself, is it? And the second level is third level is getting a little bit more into coaching people, or how does that work?
Well, the first level is more about just getting a really solid educational base. Just really getting all the information straight across all the different aspects, from everything from the diet to athletic performance to nutrition to a little bit of anatomy and physiology, like in say raw nutritional science. And then level 2 and 3 is more about taking that solid base of education and applying it, learning to write, learning to mentor, learning to how to interact with people, how to make recipes, how to operate in a kitchen.
Part of like the Health and Fitness Week as well as Culinary Skills Week is actually part of the course as well, right?
Yeah, Health and Fitness Week and Culinary Skills Week are both included in the CLC program.
That's cool. That's really cool. And I just took both Culinary Skills Week and the Health and Fitness Week, and it was ridiculously amazing. Ridiculously
amazing.
So definitely blessed. I've learned a lot, and if I've learned a lot, I think anyone could learn a lot through these programs. I've definitely going back with a huge set of tools.
Yeah, it was awesome to be here and see you go through all that training, because you were really shining.
Thanks, man. Bless you. So yourself, you're an ultra-marathonist. So what exactly is an ultra-marathonist, and how long have you been doing that? Because there's a big story there. So
yeah, well, I think you've just coined a new term, ultra-marathonist. I haven't used that one before, but
really?
An ultra-marathon is any race that's longer than a marathon, so longer than 26.2 miles or 42 kilometers. They tend to be 60 miles or 100 miles. I've been doing ultras for about the last 7 to 8 years, and I've done over 30 ultras now.
7 to 8 years. And how long ago did you kind of start making these big dietary changes?
Yeah, around the same time. Yeah.
So you've been able to see a progression in your training.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I was on a cooked vegan diet for 6.5 years. It was around 3 years into that period where I got into the ultra marathons. During that time, I noticed I was more active, but I didn't feel more alive and more, like in hindsight, I noticed I was doing more stuff, therefore I must be healthier.
Yeah.
But then when I came across Raw by hearing the Perfect Health Program by Doug Graham, the information in that enabled me to just go raw overnight without knowing anybody else that was raw, because all the information was there about how to deal with social situations, how to make the food, how to...
It's a how-to guide.
It was total how-to...
How-to, why, when, science, common sense.
It's like how to live for humans, really.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the guide you've been looking for.
Yeah.
And so once I came across that, I went raw, then within the first week my flexibility improved, my endurance just went through the roof. I was getting endurance seemingly without training. I was training less and performing better. I could run faster over shorter distances without blowing up from lactic acid or whatever it is that, the limiting factor. It just everything was, I was really, had great clarity. I felt really alert all the time. I really felt like I was awake for the first time in my life, and I was just bursting with energy, and that makes it really easy to grow.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I always think that the raw food diet is it's a catalyst for positive change. Just like puts into light every single section of your life that you could work on, you could apply yourself more to, and gets you to either really look at it or deal with it, really, Yeah,
it's really an amazing process. Any incongruities in your life, just come up and they get exaggerated, and they're so glaringly obvious that you have to deal with them. Yeah. And you're almost forced to grow. It's a beautiful thing.
It's definitely a beautiful thing. Definitely a beautiful thing. So you've done over 30 ultra marathons. What are some of those like? Where are some of the ones the more memorable ones?
My favourite ultra marathon is undoubtedly the Great North Walk Hundreds, which is near where I live in Australia. It's north of Sydney on the Central Coast, an area with beautiful big lakes and the biggest saltwater lakes in Australia, beautiful mountains nearby, and world-class beaches right there. So it's a nice place. And some of my experiences in ultras, I've fallen asleep while running.
Whoa, that's intense.
Had micro sleeps, but actually running, and then had the realization I was running and I was no longer looking at my headlamp light on the trail I was on. My vision had faded to blackness, and with that awareness, I had a shot of adrenaline, which woke me up. Yeah. And I was still running.
Wow.
It was just like a step or two asleep, and I kept falling asleep for like the next 10 minutes until I got off that track, and the change of scenery woke me up, and I was okay again.
Man, that's pretty messed up. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's pretty wacky. You would think that there's been times where I've run to keep myself awake in races. Yeah. And then there's other times where even running puts you to sleep. Your nerve energy gets so drained from running for 30 hours or so.
Wow. Your body's just like, no, this is the stride I have to do. That's crazy. Yeah. I've done that during driving. That's sketchy too.
Right. Yeah, that's not cool.
No, that's not cool. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
You must have seen some huge gains in your running potential and your recovery time and all that stuff. What are some of the things you've really noticed with the raw food diet, direct experience with your running?
Yeah, well, the first year of applying the 80-10-10 diet, just eating fresh fruits and vegetables in the whole state, keeping it low fat, I took 2.5 hours off my race time in a 60-mile race through mountains. It's a very, very challenging race in the heat of summer. It took me 21.5 hours, and then a year later, on the 80-10-10 diet, I was doing the same race in 19 hours.
2 hours is quite a bit, right?
With less training. With less training. And then I did a 29-day water fast with Dr. Graham in Costa Rica. Yep. This was a profound experience of personal growth that's worth experiencing, I think, for anybody. And then 6 months after that, I'd done the same race again, and another 2.5 hours faster, again, with less training, hadn't changed my style of training.
5 hours?
5 hours in 2 years.
Yeah. Were people scared? What the heck did you do?
Down to 16 hours.
Was there people in that race that knew you from each race that were kind of like, what did you do?
Yeah, people pay attention when they see you eating a lot of fruit. Yeah, for sure. Athletes are always looking for an edge.
Yeah, no doubt. So on a event like that, give me loosely, not like super fine details, but loosely, the 24 to 48 hours before the race and the 24 to 48 hours after. Just like what are you going to eat before, during, and after?
Yeah, leading up to the race, just a few days before the race, particularly the day before the race, you want to eat enough fruit to really, so your muscle glycogen is full.
Pop
going
right
into
off.
the race, yeah. You don't want to eat late night before the race. So I'd usually have a really big and probably late lunch the day before the race. My races start very early in the morning.
Yeah.
And you want to stay really hydrated leading up to a race and really well rested. You need to be getting tons of sleep leading up to a race. You want to start the race with as much nerve energy as you can, and nerve energy gets regenerated through sleeping.
Yeah.
And then after a race, you need to recover. You cause less damage while you're racing on a raw diet because your physiology is just working properly.
Yeah.
So things kind of inflammation responses and clotting and unclotting of blood and all these things happen the way they're designed to when you're nourishing your body with what it needs.
Nice and well hydrated.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you're always all the food is hydrating. And then after the race, you want to eat enough food to replace what you've spent.
So I'm guessing, God, man, it's like a 20-hour, 15 or 18-hour race.
Yeah, I can eat somewhere between in a day in a 24-hour race. I can eat up to 5,000 to 6,000 calories
during the race.
During that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the race is all day. So.
Yeah. So that's what I'm curious about too. Is during the race, what are you eating?
During the race, sweet and juicy always wins out.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't have that option because I do crazy races that go off into the wilderness and there's nobody out there and there's nowhere to pick up food, so I have to carry everything for the whole way apart from water. The races I do, you can always pick up water along the way, but sometimes it's 6 hours between water stops, so you got to carry.
That's gnarly.
You might need to carry up to close to a gallon of water sometimes, but that's
a new element to the race. Like, yeah, you got to be a camel and have your water on your back and carry watermelons around.
So sometimes on races like that, I'll carry pitted dates, dates that I've taken, the medjool dates I've pitted before the race, and I'll have them in bottles. And when I come across water during the race, I'll 3/4 fill the bottle, and then throw it in my pack. And as I run with it, it swishes around, and I'm actually blending my drink as I'm running.
Perfect. Yeah.
And 30 to 40 minutes later, it's a nice sweet date water drink.
Yeah.
It's like an electrolyte drink.
Yeah.
So that works really well.
That's an awesome sports drink.
Also, having a diet rich in leafy green vegetables and things like celery means I never cramp anymore.
Yeah.
So,
it's a joy, hey?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I used to predictably cramp about 3 hours into every race that I did for a number of years until I started eating celery during races. But now, because I've introduced a pretty mineral-rich diet through leafy green vegetables most days, then I find I don't really even need to eat any leafy greens during the race. I don't need celery during the race. But in a 100-miler, you're sort of pushing somewhere in those limits typically. But it depends on the environment you're in. Also, if you're sweating a lot, you might take in a bit more. A bit more celery for sure.
In a Hawaii race or something like that, desert style race.
Yeah. But it's just a balance between sleep, your nourishment from water, sugars from fruit sugars, and the electrolytes from your leafy greens and fruit.
That's awesome. I honestly, hats off to you. I can't even imagine racing more than like a couple miles and then not racing against anybody.
It can be pretty devastating. You learn a lot about yourself by going through that. When you've been racing for 21 hours and it's the early hours of the morning and you've got your headlamp, you're out alone, there's nobody around anywhere, you've got a whistle if you get in trouble. It's not much. Your nerve energy's getting so low because you've been going for so long. All you want to do is sleep. You just feel like sitting down, and it's so easy to just pull the pin on the race and then just go home. And
you must get pretty euphoric too, hey? Like, or just like
it ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
Definitely, the runner's high definitely exists for sure.
I've experienced it too, even on short runs.
But it doesn't last forever, and it comes and goes. And I think that's another important lesson in ultramarathon running is that, and in life in general, is that emotions are designed to be short-lived. Yeah. And when we go through those tough feelings, all you need to do is acknowledge it and know that it'll pass soon if you allow it to be processed. Yeah. And that it won't remain like that forever. Don't sort of people kind of dwell on the doom and gloom and they fear
things like this forever.
They fear the feeling they have and they can't see how it's going to end. And it's not the case. Ultramarathons, I've gone through situations where I thought I'm sort of getting in trouble here. I'm really fatigued, and I don't know if I can keep going, and I'm falling asleep while I'm walking, and what am I going to do? I can't run because my legs are sore, and I can't walk because I fall asleep. And then all of a sudden, you just walk for a little while and you have a few micro sleeps, and then you've recharged just a touch of nerve energy, and then you come to life again.
Yeah.
Or maybe you have a bit of fruit, and then it just brings you back to life. A bit of mango, a bit of watermelon, a
little bit of date water.
A bit of date water.
Yeah, that's intense. You go through that, you're unstoppable. You must have such strength in yourself and knowledge of what you can do. Like, it can help you get through any situation, I'm sure. Yeah,
absolutely. It's character building, to say the least.
Yeah, man. So what are some things right now in this moment, you're really stoked on? What's really revving you up?
Right now, I'm excited about the Great North Walk Hundreds race.
Yeah, last year,
100 miler. This will be the 7th year that I've attempted this race, and I have not finished it. I've come so close.
Do many people finish it?
Close. Typically, it depends on the year. Some years it's exceptionally hot temperatures. There was one year, the second year of the race, 2/3 of the race dropped out at 30 miles into the race from heat exhaustion. I got to that checkpoint, and it was like a war zone. There were just bodies laid everywhere with ice packs on them, and it wasn't pretty. It's a tough race.
It's over 100 miles or so?
It's 105.9 miles. So I guess that makes it the longest 100 miler in the world.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a strange mile.
It's the course profile, the elevation. It's crazy. There's about 7 huge climbs that you do, unrelenting climbs, up and up and up and up and up.
That's some serious strength, eh?
Yeah.
So you like to practice, you like to train, climb, and all that kind of stuff?
Definitely works the legs. Yeah, I love, I enjoyed incorporating lunges and squats and wall sits or things like that into my training to work the legs. Or fatiguing the legs and then go and try to run some sand dunes, or some great sand dunes near where I live on the beaches. So.
You got to do some of the winter snow training, man. Running through like the knee-deep snow.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that'd work well.
Dragging tires and stuff.
Better getting well prepared.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. You have 2 websites too. You have rawreference.com. What's that all about? And when did you start that?
Rawreference.com. I started that around 4 years ago. That's a website where I sell some of Doug Graham's products on there, because I'm definitely an advocate of all that information.
Man.
It's phenomenal. It's the real deal.
Yeah.
So I support that. I run raw retreats, 80-10-10 style retreats, healthy lifestyle retreats, about 2 or 3 times a year, typically in Australia.
Cool. All over in Australia, or where?
They've just been around the Sydney area.
Cool.
Yeah, but I do intend to run some in other states at some point. And I have articles and stories about the past retreats. If anyone wants to go in there and check them out, I have my race reports and other information about myself on a page there.
Cool. So that's just rawreference.com.
Rawreference.com.
And then you also got going on rawnaturalhygiene.ning.com.
Yeah.
So, and that's like a forum, kind of support board for raw foodists, just to get together in a nice community and ask questions and really get the straight up information, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an incredible support resource. It really is. People sharing blogs and their health histories and their just all of their experiences, all their dietary challenges and all the things that they've tried, all their favourite fruits, just any information there. Any disease, any nutritional thing, any anatomy, physiology, why we have hair, why we.
Yeah.
You can search all the discussions that have happened on there. There's over 1,700 members there now.
Oh wow!
So
that's quite a good.
It's growing every day. There's new members. It's free, totally free. You're not being sold anything. There's
no special grant powder or anything.
100% there just for people to provide a support mechanism for people to help them grow.
That's awesome, man. When did you start that?
Michelle started it. Michelle Martinez started it about 3 years ago. Yeah, it was 3 years ago, and I took over it about just over a year ago. And,
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, to the future, man. What are some things that are really stoking you out for the future? You have anything kind of set? Any, for lack of a better term, mantra or kind of goal path you have for yourself?
Yeah, one of my fitness goals is to run a 100-miler when I'm 100.
That's amazing.
So I'm living my life to be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. That'll be amazing. I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it. I'll be around.
Piece of cake.
Yeah,
piece of cake. And I'm just really excited to be working with Food and Sport. I really believe in everything they're doing there. It's astonishing. I've been to so many events now. This is my fourth health and fitness week. The growing family of people that come to these events, everybody becomes lifetime friends.
Yeah, man.
It's just built such strong bonds because everyone just comes together and just connects on such a deep level. It's really, there's nothing like it. I think it's the way we're meant to live.
I agree, man. I feel so blessed to be a part of this event and part of the Food and Sport family, because I've been, I feel like I have been for a long time. I met Doug and went raw and been communicating with him so much. There's so much a joy to be able to spend time with you and him and everyone else here that I've seen pictures of, because I've been creeping his events, looking at pictures and stuff and seeing them all over the place, and I feel that, man. Definitely awesome.
Yeah, I'm feeling that with you.
Bless you, brother. Bless you.
It's been an absolute treat to get to know you for sure.
Well, to more. To decades and decades and decades more.
Absolutely.
That's the best part.
A lifetime.
That's the best part.
A lifetime to come.
Is there anything you'd like to close out with for a Raw Advantage crew over there? No pressure.
No pressure.
Last words.
It's really good.
This has to be so epic.
Just this year in May, I ran a retreat in Thailand for 2 weeks, and that was a great success.
Fruit paradise.
Fruit paradise.
I'm going next year.
Goodness.
I'm going next year.
I mean, for me, the fruit winner was mangosteen. It really, the durian was excellent, but mangosteen was just so solid. It's so easy to open and eat, and it's delicious.
Yeah, it's one of the queen of fruits.
Queen of fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well dubbed.
Well dubbed indeed. Well-known fruit. It's beautiful waterfalls there. There was a fruit festival on that we got to attend. It was just
the durian
amazing. Festival. It was the World Durian Festival. Yeah, I now have a set of glasses at home. Canterbury World Durian Festival 2011.
Do you need a yoga teacher or anything like that for your retreat next year?
Do you, Chris?
Yeah.
I think it's a good potential. Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
That could be sweet.
We'll have to talk.
Yeah, we'll have to talk. Maybe you'll see a Thailand retreat, Grant and Chris, in the future.
Could be on the cards.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'd be surprised if that doesn't happen sometime.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm excited already.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Just a Durian Festival.
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
It's a fruitful combination. We had some amazing group sharing discussions. We got so close that we had some really good connections, and got some people got through some really cool things. A lot of personal growth. Things people hadn't had a chance to explore in their day-to-day lives.
Such an awesome part of the process.
It's really, that's where it's at. Just deepening connections between people.
Getting to the important bits, right? Not just the
important bits. Yeah, the food is nice, but it's not all about food.
No, the food's really a surface issue.
Absolutely. But without the food, everything else is tougher.
Yeah, no, it connects everything. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, on that note, man, it's been seriously such a huge pleasure, Grant.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Well, hopefully we're in here. Have an awesome trip home, and we'll be seeing you soon, hopefully.
I look forward to it.
Raw Advantage out. We've got Grant Campbell in the house. Raw reference.
May the Raw be with you.
May the Raw be with you. Sweet. Let's see how long that one was.
The Raw is the athlete. Grant Campbell ain't no fool, sucker.
Check it.